Our next mayor, Cuocci. We're going to re-elect Trustee Prizzi. And obviously we're going to have Brian Lewis finally where he always deserves to be, right there on the village board. And if you're happy the way the village has gone the past 3 years, these are the guys who continue it. If you're not happy, forget about me. I don't exist. Just let them create something new. But the fact of the matter is, seriously, we've had a very successful 4 years. You know, 8 months after Perry and I took office, him as my deputy mayor, right there by my side every day, a national pandemic hit. And the world shut down. And if you think there's a handbook to teach you what to do for an entire village of just shy of 10,000 people, 4,000 homes, in a national pandemic, there's not. And I was fortunate because I had someone who had president of the ambulance corps, someone who had a medical background during a pandemic to lean on. I was fortunate because I had someone who had 25 years of law enforcement experience with the FBI as my police commissioner. Everyone knows what we dealt with police and civilians post-COVID and still to this day. It's been a really tough time for those communities to come together. It's been a really tough time with the rhetoric that's out there. Well, I had a former FBI agent, current police commissioner, and with a medical background to guide me through both of those things. Those are very important facets of what Perry brings to this table. You know, over a 4-year period, we repaved 82% of the roads in Malverne. We started construction on a state-of-the-art police department that's going to sit just over here. We have $7 million in grants to redesign Wayland Field. We amended and refined every policy and procedure in Malverne to make government more efficient. We upgraded technology across Village Hall, across the entire government, so we could do more with tech and less with workers while maintaining our workforce. That expansion of services and all that we did with the lowest tax increase in any 4-year period in Malverne history. It's about making government efficient so we're not reaching into all our pockets unless you have to. And the person who was there every day, in every room, at every meeting, the adult we call him, was Perry Cuocci. And then aside from him being in every room, we were fortunate to have a guy who wasn't even on the board yet, who was literally helping the village every day in Prizzi. What people don't recognize, and I'll say because he's too humble, most of them are, that's why I have to talk, is this. I'll take credit for everything you do. Seriously, Prizzi, when we first got elected 4 years ago, one of the big things in this village was communication. I'm going to tell all of you, you could have a bat signal giving you messages, people still miss it. That being said, we coordinated all our communication services. Malverne TV, website, social media, all coordinated our public relations executive, Prizzi. He put it all together, made unified messaging, made sure we were properly communicating with all our residents and actually meeting their needs. Not the needs of the electeds, that's not what this is about. This is about providing for the benefits for every resident who lives in Malverne. Whether you've been here a year or you've been here for 4 generations, you all get treated equally because we benefit everyone. And Prizzi did that, and then I made him a trustee, and now he does it for free. So thank you, Janet, thank you, Carl. When you want to be a volunteer, think about that. We had to bring on a public relations person to help us get it ready. Carl literally took a pay cut when he became trustee to continue the same job as a volunteer. Find me someone else in government. These are not 3 individuals who are taking from the village. They are truly giving back each and every day with their talents and with what they can share. Brian Lewis, the perfect fit to any compliment that we have on this village board. If you need something in this village, if you need something done, you call the original, that's right, the original Mr. Lewis and Brian, and it gets done. Infrastructure, resources, money in the farm, whether it's been for Boy Scouts, whether it's raising food every year on Our Lady of the Lord's Church scavenger hunt, they're always there for Malverne. You're going to hear a lot over the next 6 weeks. And in every politics, in any village across this country, there are talkers and there are walkers. I promise you, I've been on the board with all these individuals. These are the guys who walk the walk. There's a lot out there that are going to talk, and they're going to take credit for things they didn't do. These 3 literally have been seen throughout this village for over decades, walking the walk. They're not going to glad hand themselves. They're not going to take the spotlight like I would. They're just going to be there and do the work that's necessary, that they've been doing for 4 years already, that they've been doing since the moment they all came into this village. This election is about control. I'm going to be honest with all of you. There are well-established families who I love. There's nothing wrong with them. But when you live here long enough, you feel entitled. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a natural human reaction. But sometimes you don't know when to move on, and that entitlement overtakes what's best for everyone. These three, especially with Mayor Cuocci, will never be controlled by anyone. They will never let someone put forward their interest over the interest of the entire village. What you need to do, and everyone needs to do, is tell your friends, tell your family, tell anyone who works in Malverne, anyone who lives in Malverne. If you're happy with the last 4 years, if you like the lowest tax increase in any 4-year period, thank Deputy Mayor Cuocci. If you like the fact we now have LED light programs, and we have an entire park that's about to be built with grants, thank Prizzi. If you like the fact that you have people working every day for all of you, it's Brian Lewis, Prizzi, and Deputy Mayor Cuocci. So listen, I could go all night about these three guys, but it is truly, truly, truly a privilege of mine to know that the village will be in such good hands with committed volunteers and three people who are truly for the people. So without further ado, my dear friend and someone I'm so proud, our next mayor of Malverne, Cuocci.